Welcome back and thanks for sticking with us. Joining us for our final conversation. It's all about the MANUFEXPORT 2025. And joining us to talk about it is Business Export Advisor at Beltrade, Asia Ilhari. Good morning.
Good morning.
And we have also joining her, Julio Reyes, who is the HACCP coordinator at Cuellar's Distillery Limited.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What does MANUFEXPORT stand for?
So MANUFEXPORT is the manufacturers and exporters trade show in Guatemala, which is this is the 12th year that they have been doing this. So it is a well-established trade show, right, where they promote manufacturers and export of the wider Central American region to international distributors. So it is a closed door event whereby it's only distributors and investors that come in, and they have thousands of B2B meetings with the companies in attendance to find their match, basically, right? So that they can start distributing into international supermarkets in the Central America.
How long has Belize been participating in MANUFEXPORT?
Actually, this is, I believe, our first time.
Oh, wow.
So we were encouraged by the Embassy of Guatemala. Our ambassador, Mr. Alpuche, he encouraged us, hey guys, come out, we'll assist you. So they provided great assistance, and we're really grateful because they assisted us with getting products from these our clients to Guatemala. So that was one little load off, because it's September, it's a really busy month I think for everybody. So so this is our first time. We're really excited.
What can this do for entrepreneurs, large corporations in Belize, and small businesses?
So, for instance, right now, the clients that we're taking are mostly exporters. We're taking one person that is providing a service, which is Port of Big Creek, to talk about the services that they provide, right? So the biggest impact that we're hoping to get from this is starting to export more into Central America. Right now there's a lot going on in the US, so a lot of our exporters are looking more into the Caribbean and Central America. So this is going to be a really good show for them to start to establish those connections and try to find distributors to ship more into Central America, focus our target markets to Central America.
How does Cuellar's Distillery fit into this picture? You're also attending MANUFEXPORT for the first time with your products, right? How does this all come together for you?
Well, for the first time in Central America, we're in the lookout for export markets as a Belizean based company. We're working closely with Beltrade. We have attended a couple already internationally. We've been in Taiwan, we've been in Trinidad and Tobago, and now we're venturing in Central America. The more options we have, the better for us to export our product. We have a very good product, a premium product, a Belizean product, a Caribbean product, and we're trying to take it out to the world now. We're ready to export.
Do we have many businesses in Belize that export?
We do, actually. So we have many that are exporting on their own, but we also have a lot of indirect export. This is from tourists that come to visit. They come in and buy crafts, they come in and buy cosmetics, they come in and buy all these souvenir items. So we have a lot of indirect export that also goes out. For this show in particular, we have 8 businesses going with us, so it's 9 of us in total. So we have Western Dairies, Marnie Sharp, we have the Caribbean International Brewery going, along with Wild Dog Food, we have Nalido, O Cosmetics, we have Cuellar's, of course, we have Port of Big Creek, which is going to showcase their service, and Beltrade to promote other of our export clients that couldn't make it for this show.
What is the overall expectation from this experience? So networking is a huge part of it.
Yes.
I think that's the primary thing you're there for.
Yes.
To build certain relationships, business to business as well. But beyond that, what are you guys looking forward to, or what do you expect to take out of it?
Well, one of them is, building our relationship, our business relationship with Guatemala. I mean, it's a huge market that is right next to us, along with Mexico, right? And actually, Mexico is also going to be a part of it. So, just the whole networking experience, it's a lot about building those relationships, because once we get at least one product into, let's say, El Salvador, let's say Honduras, then that opens doors to everybody else, right? So it's also getting Belizean products in all of these Central American countries. So it's heavy on the relationships, on the networking, on getting Belize on this regional platform to better relationships.
It's really funny that you say it like that, because we are attached to this region.
Yes, we are.
And it's surprising to me every time we have discussions about having these relationships with these other countries around us that we don't actually. I'm kind of surprised that you guys have never exported to Guatemala or Mexico.
Yeah, because the mentality that we Belizeans have, the first thing when you hear export is the United States, the US. But in reality, we have other markets, our neighbors, Mexico, Guatemala, Salvador, our region, the Caribbean, we have Europe, we have Canada. We have so much other countries that are interested in our product.
Yeah.
As she said, in tourism, we have a lot of people coming, and that's where our product just goes all over the world. And
As a manufacturer, you have to ensure that you are export ready. And so your title as the HACCP person, you ensure that you're able to meet those international standards. But for other businesses who may very well be interested in being able to export to Central America and other parts of the world, how do you get them export ready?
So we do assist clients in various ways. One of them, for sure, the biggest one really is the certification process. It is quite lengthy and it is quite expensive. But we have started to engage and have great relationships with like Baja that assist us in giving the proper information to our clients. For instance, before building your facility, you can submit your plans to Baja so that they ensure that you're planning for certification, right? So when you decide to certify, you don't need to break down and rebuild, because that's a lot of money, right? So I mean, he has a lot more experience with the certification process, right?
I've been in the rum industry, poultry industry for over 20 years and do some consulting. And the first thing, an entrepreneur, right? They want to start their business, they want to export, but when they get ready for export, they ask them for HACCP or the standard for certification, and right there they don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very expensive. It's very time costly. It's a big investment that the company needs to do to.
So that's why, as an advisor, we try to let them know there are things you can do prior. Please reach out to the proper like organizations, for instance, Baja. But it's a lot more than that. Something simple that we see here is labeling. Labeling, packaging, that's very important. And so we also work with the Belize Bureau of Standards, because they assist with multitude of things. For instance, your the label that goes on the back that tells you what's in it, right? So that labeling is very important, and now the Bureau of Standards has the tools to be able to assist you with that. A lot of times,
the metrology part of it, in terms of the quantities and
yes, it's a lot that goes in, and we also have a lot of programs with Beltrade. For instance, we have the MSME enhancement program, which is the MEP, which allows you to bring packaging labeling duty free. So once you are a client of Beltrade and you are interested in these incentives, we assist you with all of that. So there's a lot that goes into getting a client or a product export ready. Also the trainings that they need to do for trade shows. It is very different when you are there.
I think there's a misconception that in the business community that I have to be able to manufacture X amount of products in order to be export ready. So there is a minimum.
Well, not really, you know. This is something that actually we recently did a show in Las Vegas with cosmetics, right? If you are in the orange economy, for instance, you make to order. So you don't need to stockpile quantities of products. It's a very different industry than, for instance, rum industry or the pepper sauce industry, because your products are tailored to your consumer. Once you have a great website, you can then export these.
But that's like if you're running a boutique operation, so to speak, right?
Exactly.
But then if you're mass manufacturing, you have to consider economies of scale
Of
and all of
course,
those
of
other
course.
things, right?
So then that's where we speak to our clients. What market do you want to go into? Do you want to go into the luxury market? Do you want to go into something that's very niche? For instance, like seaweed. It's a very niche market when it comes to cosmetics. So
Yeah.
you don't need to be mass producing. You produce limited quality because it heightens the market price of your product.
Drives the demand too.
Exactly. So then you can then scale up gradually, right? So these are the different things that we're trying to get out there. You don't need to be a mass manufacturer now. You know,
In
there's
Julio's case, though,
Oh, yeah.
to develop as many bottles as
Yes.
possible, because that's where you see your profit.
Yeah, we actually trying to push it as a premium Caribbean product, authentic Caribbean product, and it raises the bar in the competition worldwide. You know, the rum originated from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So that's some marketing strategy or thing that we have on our side, that it comes from the Caribbean and it's rum.
How important it is that we build this relationship during this MANUFEXPORT exhibition to tailor to this sort of demographic in Guatemala. And I'm asking that because we've been trying to break into the Caribbean market, and we've seen things like, well, if I don't have X amount of numbers within my product, I see a loss.
That's the first thing they ask.
Right? Because I have to go to Miami, then it has to go to Jamaica, then it goes to Trinidad, and then it has all of these various steps that it needs to take. So how important is it that we build this sort of relationship?
Well, it is important because then we also get a glimpse into the market, right? We get to see what is it that they want. How can I tailor my product to fit the consumer, right? Because you have different consumers that have different needs, and this is not just in terms of quantity, but also the visual appeal of things, right? You need to learn the cultural importance of things, right? Because once you know the way they think, the way they approach products, then you can then tailor your productivity, the amounts, the quantities, the style, the way it looks
The
to
whole
fit
marketing
that.
strategy to fit that.
Exactly. So you only learn this when you go there, right? So
It teaches you to observe the demographics of the environment, the age range, the likes that people like, what type of product they like,
yes.
the personality of people. You meet a lot of people there. But in our case, everybody loves rum, so
That's true, and you don't
It's an
really
easy
hear.
sell, right?
not easier.
Well,
Depends.
You know, I'm very excited for all of you to be going to this expo. When is it? And
So the expo is from the 23rd of September to the 25th of September, so next week, right? So we'll be
It's a 2-day affair.
It's 3 days, 23rd,
days.
24th, 25th, right? So 3 days. So we're really looking forward to it, and I'm really excited for all the B2B meetings that the companies are going to have. So this is another really key feature of the expo, is that they already have pre-arranged meetings. So we send out the information of each company, what they produce, quantities, and where they are located, and then they set meetings with different distributors. So if they have interest from distributors, hey, I want rums, they will then reach out to us and say, okay, Cuellos, you have a meeting at 9 a.m. with this distributor.
So there's a full itinerary.
Yes.
It facilitates it, that it's easier for us to be that personal space with the buyer or the distributor. It's very, very helpful.
it is very organized, yes, and it's in Guatemala City.
It is actually going to be in Antigua.
Okay.
So we're going to be flying into Guatemala City and then traveling to Antigua.
Good luck with that traffic. Yeah.
Well, they're arranging all of the transportation for us, so we don't really need to think that much of it.
As we wind down to it, is there anything else that you need our viewers to know this morning about the MANUFEXPORT?
Well, just follow along the journey. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on our socials, Beltrade socials. We'll try to keep you all posted on how our journey is and what we do at Beltrade. We want to promote more, so people know that our services are for free. Reach out to us. Apply, get yourself an advisor, and you will get there's a lot of things that comes along with Beltrade, not only for business growth, but also like for exporters. You get access to a lot of different trade shows.
Okay. Thank you so much. And before we take our final break, we have the cultural phrase of the day.
Okay.
All right, you ready for it? It's a cut stick for broke your own back.
First time I heard of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an unusual one.
Cut stick
Yes.
for broke your own back. Any thoughts on what that would mean?
Is it like maybe you do something out of spite and it harms you back?
Okay, that's one way of putting it.
Don't know.
Yeah, I would think it is the type of challenge that you get in life that will push you to your limits, to what you can do and what you cannot do.
I think you both kind of like, if you merge both of your thoughts, because it says creating a situation from which you suffer.
Exactly.
Yeah, so cut stick for broke your own. They are cultural phrases, I know.
No, I get it. When I think of it,
Maybe
when I
think about
imagine it,
it.
like it's like you go out into the woods and you're chopping all of these sticks,
And then
the weight of it breaks your back, so
yeah.
to speak.
So you're
Alright, I got
creating
it,
a
I got it.
situation from
But
which you
you
suffer.
create the situation
Yeah,
that
you
get
create your own
Yeah.
situation.
So it's up to you. Eventually, it's up to you.
Well, thank you guys for coming here and having the conversation. And of course, that was our cultural phrase of today. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to wrap things up. Don't go away.